What's going on, guys? UFC Fight Night, DDP versus Usman just happened, and today I got my friends Reed and Connor, and we are going to be reacting and giving our reactions and like summaries to all the fights that happened tonight. Because I sat through this entire fight night and watched every fight from the really shitty women's fights all the way up to the main event where DDP beat Usman. And so the first fight we are going to talk about is Ana Melisano versus Dion Barboza. And so this was just like a total mismatch. There's not really much else to say about it. Melisano has zero grappling, and Barboza literally just took her down and then just choked her out instantly. Not like literally nothing happened. It was just kind of like super obvious what was going to happen. I'm not sure why Melisano got this fight because he's on the Ultimate Fighter or whatever, but nobody really cares about the Ultimate Fighter anyway. So let's just move on. Next fight here, RJ Harris versus Alvin Hines. And this is going to be a pretty common theme of the Unks getting beat up pretty bad in this fight night. Alvin Hines just kind of, I don't know, didn't really look really good. He was kind of just prodding around, just throwing strikes. And then eventually RJ Harris lands like a really good, oh, he's not even here. RJ Harris lands a really brutal uppercut, sends Alvin Hines like flying off his feet. And then, that was it. Neither of these guys look like all that good. And I'm not sure either of them, like Alvin Hines probably isn't going to get re-signed because he's 0-2 in the UFC. And RJ Harris, I don't know, he's just like a usual heavyweight prospect you'll see that just kind of plods around and then he'll eventually like KO a guy. So that was that fight. And next up was a fight that I was really hopeful for. Alden Correa versus Stuart Nickel. Alden Correa trains with Joshua Van at his camp in Houston, right?
Yeah.
This was fight like negative like 1,100 favorite or something. Alden was, and he didn't like really look good. Like I was really excited for this fight because I watched his last fight in the Noche card, and he looked pretty good. But in this fight, I don't know what happened, but he was just like so randomly passive on the feet. Like he'd throw like a good like strike or two occasionally, but eventually Nickel would just like take him down and then just get him to the mat, and then like out Korea might just do some slick shit on the ground, do some reversal, but then it went like even when he was on the feet, Korea like didn't really do much. It literally looked like he was like punching mitts. Like it didn't even look like he was trying to punch. Like the way he was like boxing literally looked like sparring. So, it was like a weirdly close fight. It does honestly make me worried about Joshua Van versus Pantoja because like I'm really not certain if Van's camp down in Houston really has a guy down there to really drill takedowns. Because when you see like really big MMA camps like Top Team MMA Lab, these guys will have like fighters who like are wrestling bases. So when I look at Joshua Van's camp and it's just him and Korea and maybe a couple other guys and they're all just these young strikers, there's not like I can't think of a notable grappler that they have in their camp. Like how Dustin Poirier leading up to his Islam Makhachev fight. Yeah, he got subbed, but he was also working the entire camp with Mateusz Gamrot, like working on his wrestling. So if Joshua Van and Alden Korea don't have like a Mateusz Gamrot to drill with, it's going to be very rough for them because they're young strikers. Although they have nothing but time, they aren't really advancing their takedown defense as much as they could. So, Joshua Van did get taken down and held down by Tyra. That makes me worried for the Pantoja rematch. But I did pick Van against Tyra, and he did beat Tyra. So you just never know. Hopefully Van works on the takedown defense, and hopefully Korea works on the takedown defense. And hopefully Nickel gets cut because he's just terrible, and he sits in a really awful Philly shell the whole fight. Ezra Elliott versus Damian Anderson. I actually looked, like, a lot of people didn't like this fight, and I actually looked forward to this fight plenty because, like, when you look at Damian Anderson and Ezra Elliott, go to, like, Damian Anderson's Tapology. He has, like, 5 times the more grappling fights than, like, MMA fights he has, like, in his whole career. And you'd think that would, like, transition over to this fight against Ezra Elliott, where he could use, like, his grappling experience. But, he didn't. Like, the whole fight was literally just Ezra Elliott like jumping in on the double leg, slamming him, holding him down, like maybe like looking for a sub attempt. He did have 3 sub attempts, but they weren't very great sub attempts, and usually Damian Anderson just used his submission defense to get out of them. So it did just kind of become like a blob decision. And a lot of people joke like there wasn't any significant strikes or just striking in general, and that's true. But Ezra Elliott is still undefeated, and he does look like he has good wrestling. Although he missed weight, I'm pretty sure they're fighting like a weight class up. So I am actually looking forward to Ezra Elliott's next fight. Maybe they could put him up against like an actual like competent featherweight grappler, or not grappler, striker that actually has good takedown defense and could actually like challenge Ezra Elliott on the feet, because he does have good stand up. When you look at his topology, he has some knockouts, but we really need to see like his like if he has UFC level striking before we can just say if Ezra Elliott is a good UFC level fighter. So next fight, Levi Rodriguez versus Felipe Franco. And how good is Mario Pinto? Like, how good is Mario Pinto? Felipe Franco going a weight class up, just getting blobbed by Mario Pinto. Like, what was it, like a 29-28? Boring ass decision. And then he comes back against Levi Rodriguez, one of those like undefeated Brazilian guys, and like, has success in the takedowns. They kind of like throw some heat early, like they rock each other multiple times, and then Franco takes him down, and then clearly has like a lot of success in the grappling, because he just instantly gets into full mount and can rain ground and pound, and in the first round too, he instantly got into full mount after getting the takedown. So it's very clear Levi Rodriguez Jr. doesn't have any good wrestling. And especially since both of these guys look like blobs at light heavyweight, most of them, like both, like especially Rodriguez, he literally just looks like an overblown like middleweight. Like this literally looked like a heavyweight fight. I didn't even like watching this believe that this was a light heavyweight fight. So second round, Felipe Franco just takes him down again, just lands ground and pound. Some people were questioning the stoppage. I don't think it was that bad, because Rodriguez genuinely had like no way of protecting against the ground and pound. He just held his hands up the whole time. And yeah, Felipe Franco definitely looks good at his like actual weight class. So hopefully we can see him and some good matchups at light heavyweight. Next fight, we have John Paul Lebosiani, JPL, against Sokyong Ko. And this fight actually surprised me. Because Ko actually like wanted to stand. Like he actually was like content with standing with JPL, and like he looked good standing. A lot of people did think Ko won this fight. I wasn't really sure. I wasn't really scoring the fight because it was a good fight. Definitely at the time of the fight night, it was definitely fight of the night contender. Not anymore, but Ko definitely is very technical on the feet. He was landing his jab very well, like just splitting the guard of JPL. Just able to kind of land like whatever he wanted on the feet, and as long as like him and JPL were out at range, he was just able to land whatever he wanted. But when you could definitely tell when JPL made the fight dirtier, it was definitely easier like for him to find success. And you could definitely tell in the grappling when JPL actually like threatened with submission attempts. There were definitely like times where I thought he had Ko, definitely like when he was deep on his guillotines. But yeah, pretty fun matchup. Like good like wrestling and wrestling defense from both of them. Just good matchup. Pretty close fight, I'd say. Both of them just look really good. And definitely out of the ordinary for Ko, because in his last 2 fights he kind of just like blobbed guys, held them down for 3 rounds. But this was a good fight. I do worry about JPL and like fighting like strikers with like real punch power and being able to chin him, because he definitely absorbs strikes a lot, especially when a striker like is very technical. So we'll have to see JPL against like a striker that's like actually has punching power. So next up, Austin Bashi versus Jose Miguel Delgado. Now this was actually like I actually picked Austin Bashi in this one, because initially I thought, Jose Miguel Delgado is like a young like striker guy, and Austin Bashi is like the short like jacked wrestler guy at featherweight. So I definitely just assumed Austin Bashi would just take him down and just kind of smudge him. But this fight was actually a whole lot closer, I'd say, from what I remember. In the first round, I believe Yeah, Austin Bashi knocked down Miguel Delgado, and it definitely kind of looked like the fight could have been over there. It definitely looked like Austin Bashi was kind of starting to take over, but as like the fight moved on, it definitely like Jose Miguel Delgado definitely started to take control, and he eventually just kind of started piecing up Austin Bashi like on the feet. Oh, something's happening. Uh-oh. 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 They're grappling. I'm scared. Yeah, but good little fight here. I was actually kind of impressed by Austin Bashi's like willingness to like strike, even though he kind of had to strike with Jose Miguel Delgado. Dear God, what's happening? But yeah, it was a very fun fight. Jose Miguel Delgado, even though he had that split decision against Andre Philly, he's definitely proven that he's definitely like good ever since losing to Nathaniel Wood, and I definitely think he's like a mainstay like outside of the featherweight top 15. A good win for him. Austin Bashi definitely needs to work on like I'd say striking defense, although he can strike because of his Muay Thai background. Definitely like dealing with like really tall striker guys. I think he probably needs to work on. Now this fight, like inject this into my veins, bro. Tommy McMillan versus Alberto Montes. Oh my God. Like this was like better than fucking Hulk Curtis Blades, bro. Like literally peak. Like I don't know. Like would y'all say that was better than Hulk Blades?
I mean, it was a lot more one-sided. It wasn't really much. It
Yeah.
wasn't really a fight.
Like in comparison to like Hulk Blades, where like Blades would kind of throw back a little, Montez just like I don't think he found like any success on the feet. Fuck up. Anyway, yeah. So I didn't know this, but apparently they had like, didn't they have like an agreement like on Instagram that they wouldn't grapple?
It was
Like Montez
it was
wouldn't
like,
take him down.
Keep it off for 4.
Yeah, so that actually honestly surprised me because in the fight, like I didn't know about that. So I was like, dude, like why isn't Montez shooting? Because Montez does have really good like grappling and jiu-jitsu. I'd assume he would just take McMillan down and choke him out. But McMillan, dude, like this guy, like I thought he would fade like after round 1. This dude throws like 170, like all his strikes on the UFC website are just classified as significant strikes. Like this is insane. Like
Didn't
th-
he practice with O'Malley?
yeah, this guy trains with O'Malley. And I would think like this guy would have like a little bit of cardio issues from throwing all this, especially in his first fight in the UFC when he knocked that guy out. I definitely thought like this guy definitely is gonna have cardio issues, but no, this guy goes into the second round after all that, throws more strikes. Literally throws like more strikes in the second round, which is like insane to me because he doesn't look like he's slowing down, and like he's just wearing all over Montez and just like literally just 1-2, 1-2, some hooks, and then like a few knees in there. Like this guy has brutal knees, like insane like Muay Thai knees, especially like when he gets guys up against the fence. And then round 3, this round was so insane. Like, like I literally thought like if this fight went to a decision, round 3 would be a 10-7, because that shit was insane. Like it literally what like Montez wasn't even fighting back. 84 strikes to 7. Like, this is, like, insane. And 2 knockdowns, that's literally, like, 10-7 written all over it if that fight went to a decision. Like, this is, like, a 30-24. Like, total. Like, if this fight went to a decision, this is, like, a 30-24. And, like, everybody's parlays would have been busted if this shit went to a decision. But this was such a good fight. And, like, I'm so excited for McMillan. And like I don't know if this is how people felt about O'Malley when O'Malley was coming up, but I think we should like actually like say let's give McMillan a top 15 guy. Like let's give him like Pico, or if you don't even want him like move him up the rankings, let's just give him like Pitbull or Nathaniel Wood. Let's throw him up there cuz clearly this guy is good. And like if you just throw him up against like shitters at featherweight, he's just going to destroy these guys. So, yeah, definitely I'd say like maybe that's a hot take, but top 15 fight for Tommy McMillan. This guy is clearly good, and you really don't want to waste like him coming up on just like cans and shitters. Montez isn't a shitter though. Montez is clearly good, but definitely like like the frame of McMillan definitely got to him. So next fight, Fatima Klein versus Tabitha Ricci. This was just a masterclass. Case in point, like nothing like I mean like
Holy shit.
yeah, like Tabitha Ricci, like, genuinely just didn't have, like, any success at all. Like, maybe she had, like, that one takedown where she picked up Klein, but really she had, like, no success on the feet, no success on the ground. Klein just kind of did whatever she wanted. Clearly, Fatima Klein is like very good, and she's a very talented strawweight. And she trains with Erin Blanchfield. We need to get like her like closing in on a title shot. Like I definitely feel like just give her like any fight in the top 5 because like women's divisions just struggle to find like people like Fatima Klein that are like so talented and like clearly so much better than their competition because like everybody's just kind of like mid. So when you find a Klein, you can't just waste her like on cans, like what I said with McMillan. You can't just waste her. So definitely think top 5 opponent. We need to get Klein to a title shot. Like I'd love to see Fatima Klein versus Mackenzie Dern or Fatima Klein versus Zhang Weili. But pretty good fight. Just total domination from Klein. And yeah, next fight. Chase Hooper is back. Never goon guys. They gave our boy Chase Hooper definitely like a layup here. Mitch Ramirez used to be 170 or got knocked out by Carlos Prates. I don't even think he has any notable wins, right, Connor? Like, what was his UFC win? Like Mike Davis, maybe. But Mitch Ramirez, like no offense to Chase Hooper, but clearly like it can. But these are just kind of the guys that Chase Hooper really has success with. Guys who just are kind of bad. Like when you think like not to say Jim Miller and like Clay Guida are bad, but like Chase Hooper, like I definitely feel like can't really win against guys who are like super physical with him. I even said this in my top 5 King Ring archetypes when I talked about Chase Hooper. If you're a striker and you're super physical and you're just gonna impose your will on Chase Hooper, you're gonna knock him out. So guys like Mitch Ramirez that aren't really gonna try and like do anything, they're just gonna get taken down and then choked out. I mean, it was beautiful. It was good jiu-jitsu from Chase, but I'm not really sure if Chase is a top 15 level lightweight. Just because like he's like the opposite of some of these young up and coming guys that are like very physical and want to get in the striking, like Esteban Rivovich, Tom Nolan, Quillen Salkield. Those type of guys are just gonna eventually fold to like Mateusz Gamrot, Renato Moicano. Like Chris Duncan just a while ago got choked out by Renato Moicano. A lot of these like young up and coming striker guys, they eventually just fold like under the pressure of grapplers who aren't just gonna like let them pressure them and knock them out. And it's kind of the opposite for Chase Hooper because if you're a guy who will just sit there and like let Chase take you down and sub you, like he's gonna win. But if you're like a striker like Alexander Hernandez or Steve Garcia or I guess Lance Gibson and you like deny all the takedowns and you're physical and you're up in his face, you're gonna knock out Chase Hooper. But still good win for Chase. Get Mitch Ramirez out of the UFC instantly. Do not resign him because he's clearly can. Next up, Jared Cannonier. I'm sorry, bro. You gotta retire. It's wraps. So Jared Cannonier versus Christian Reloy Duncan. Like this fight is just so fucking stupid, bro. Like it was literally just like I don't even know like for whatever reason, like I guess Jared had success against MVP in the 3rd round with the grappling. And then his camp was just like, yeah, we're just gonna only try to grapple with Christian Leroy Duncan and just ignore the fact that Jared Cannonier still has heat in his hands at 42, like how we saw in the Rodriguez fight. So, this fight, literally all of it, just Jared pressuring CLD up against the fence, trying to get the takedown, and then CLD is just piecing him up on the feet, just doing brutal shit to him. Definitely thought Cannonier was gonna go down eventually, but I guess he's tough like that. But yeah, this fight just kind of like a bunch of grappling, a lot of goofy grappling, a lot of dumb spinning shit. Nothing really to say about it other than Jared Cannonier clearly needs to retire, and he's not at what he was like 4 or 5 years ago when he was on his title run to go fight Israel Adesanya. I don't even know about Christian Leroy Duncan because this guy's last 2 fights, he's kind of just put on like straight slop against Jared Cannonier and Roman Dolidze. So, I mean, maybe Christian Leroy Duncan can win against top level middleweights, but, he just kind of looks mid against Roman Dolidze and Jared Cannonier, guys who should, like, other prospects could definitely knock out. But, next fight is the main event. Now, this is the fight I want to talk about because I predicted this shit in my DDP video early this week. I said DDP like 49-46 or at best 48-47, or even like in the comments I even admitted like maybe he could even get like a round 4, round 5 TKO, because Kamaru Usman don't got it anymore. Like like let's be honest here. Usman is 39 and no knees. He's not going to win against high-level fighters like du Plessis. I'm not even sure if I'd pick him in any sort of like welterweight fights. Maybe I'd pick him against like JDM, I guess. But yeah, pretty much whole fight. DDP early like looked great. Like he looked amazing, just piecing up Usman on the feet, just doing like pretty much whatever he wanted. Usman, like I don't even think he tried. Yeah, like he only tried a takedown in round 1 and 2. And his takedowns were horrible. We'll get into that later. But yeah, DDP just landed whatever he wanted. He landed 1-2 or like a 1-3, just like throwing whatever he wanted. And like especially in this fight, he has like such beautiful knees now, especially with the takedown defense. He was feinting those knees, throwing the knees. And, you know, he rocked Usman a couple times with the knees and with those head kicks, dude. The left head kick was just like money, I felt like. Whether it was a question mark kick or just a regular head kick, in like all 5 rounds, he was just money with that. In round 3 and 4, you could definitely kind of tell that DDP might have been a little tired and Usman kind of tried to take over. Like in round 4, Usman definitely tried to wrestle more. But Usman's takedowns literally just were like him like grabbing at DDP's legs and like hoping DDP would just let him take him down. So I don't know like what you know, Usman is training, but clearly like it just like he's clearly not high enough level anymore, especially not even at middleweight, bulking up to fight like high level elite competition. And also too, I need to talk about the eye poke, where DDP like kind of lands like this hook uppercut, and then like it just like grazes, like his knuckle like grazes Usman's eye, and then Usman kind of like throws a little fit that like DDP eye poked him, even though it was a punch. Like that's a legal punch. Like you could even argue like that's a TKO. But, you know, this fight, pretty much just DDP striking masterclass, doing whatever he wanted on the feet, landing the kicks, landing the knees, doing, like, whatever he wanted. Not sure if I want to see DDP versus Strickland 3. I would actually, I don't know. Like, if you want to keep... Oh, my God. If you want... Ladies, calm down back there. If you want to, like, get Sean like a title fight, I guess, do him Imavov, even though Imavov refused to fight Hamzat. It's just so hard with middleweight right now because Hamzat can't decide if he wants to say that Strickland is running or if he wants to go up to 205. I think he should just go up to 205 and, you know, just like smudge Carlos Ulberg. But anyways, yeah, I'd say matchups here for middleweight: Strickland, Imavov, and then, you know, I'd say unless Strickland wants the trilogy with DDP, do DDP Brendan Allen or DDP Kaio. Both really good matchups, and we can see him against like younger, like better competition than like no knees 40-year-old Kamaru Usman. Is he okay?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Liver knee.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so yeah, I think DDP Brendan Allen or DDP Kyle Borjalho makes the most sense, and Usman retire. Like there's like the most winnable matchup for Kamaru Usman is Joaquin Buckley too.
Or make Nico Price move up to middleweight.
Yeah, bring Nico Price back for Kamaru Usman. But yeah, guys, pretty good fight night, I'd say. There were some good fights, you know, Tommy Millen fight, DDP fight. I quite enjoyed it because I predicted it. Feels good. Feels good when you predict a fight to.
Okay.
Yeah.
When like you predict a fight to happen and it goes the way you want, bro. That's good, bro. I see how like bedtime feels, bro. So yeah. Good fight night. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed like all the fights. They were good fights. There were definitely like a couple fights where it's like, yeah. But you know, DDP won. We're so back after the Hamzat loss. And yeah, I hope you guys also enjoyed all the fights, and I hope y'all enjoyed my breakdown. And I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.